How would I describe Ticket to Wonderland? It is a modern day twist on the classic Alice in Wonderland in a very short summary. Essentially, Alice works in a train station cafe, and the different customers that come in are supposed to represent different characters from Alice in Wonderland. And we focused on the characters that we thought would be the most recognisable and the kind of key characters, because there are so many in Alice in Wonderland, but we realised that not everybody in the audience will necessarily be an Alice in Wonderland super fan and know the book or the film is really well, etc. So we wanted to be able to cater to various different people in terms of their knowledge of Alice in Wonderland or experience of Alice in Wonderland. It is primarily a comedy, however it does deal with quite topical and relatable issues, particularly for somebody in their early to mid 20s. However, that's not restrictive, so it's completely possible that people outside of that age range will be able to relate to certain aspects of the play or topics that we cover. So if you are looking for an hour's worth of entertainment that will make you laugh, hopefully multiple times, that will bring you joy, but that will also make you think a little bit, and that is also very much still encased in the fun and the madness and just kind of silliness almost of Alice in Wonderland, then Ticket to Wonderland is definitely the play for you. Lots of rehearsals. No, I mean that is true, but myself and my co-writer Oliver, we actually wrote this play last year, and I remember last Fringe we were even sort of having the conversation about the Fringe this year, so it feels like it's been a while. However, I was always about making sure that we gave ourselves plenty of time so that we weren't all rushing and stressing at the last minute with everything. So we, met early bird deadlines for like Fringe registration. We started rehearsals quite a few months ago. It was cast quite early as well. So essentially everything was relatively well planned and as organised as it could be. I have also ensured that props and things for the set were ordered in plenty of time, and that we have a kind of system for each day. I'm also looking forward to, I will keep my answer related to the Fringe rather than just in general, since this is primarily an interview to do with the Fringe and a Fringe show. But I love connecting with people who also bring their shows to the Fringe. I went to some events last year at the Fringe, and even just at shows you meet people, and then you maybe start following each other on social media, and yeah, it's possible that, well, you never know, you might end up working with them on a project in future. It's just making those connections, and I always find that everyone's really friendly during the Fringe, and they also want to make connections and meet people. So I'm looking forward to that, to also going to other shows, which I'm starting to plan and book now. So yeah, I think that's my answer, is just connecting with other other artists, whether they're writers, actors, directors, whatever. Yeah. Well, I don't want to give too much away again, but I would like audiences to feel like they don't have to give in to the pressures that they may face. Obviously, we focused on somebody in their mid-20s, but it's completely possible that people outside of this age range have, similar relatable experiences to certain aspects of the play. So that's why I'm saying, in general, I would like the audience to, feel like they don't have to necessarily give in to pressures they might feel from other people. They don't have to people please, people pleasing often doesn't make you feel very good and just adds to your worries and stresses. If I had to sum it up even shorter than that, it would be that everything will be okay. Or, it'll be okay. And I don't want to say any more than that, because we want you to come to Ticket to Wonderland and see it, and see for yourself why I'm saying that and why we're trying to say that. If my show was a biscuit, what would it be? Two biscuits came into mind there, so I'm tempted to say a fusion of two biscuits, but I'll stick to one. I think probably one of those like party ring ones, I'm sure they were called party rings, that are sort of the colourful, kind of like a hoop with a hole in the middle. And they're different colours, because Wonderland is quite a magical but mad, fun kind of world. And although our play is kind of looking at that in more of with a modern day twist, it's still very much got that sort of aspect to it as well. So, it's a colourful play like The Biscuit, but also, this is maybe thinking a bit too much in depth, but the party rings, as I mentioned, they have the hole in the middle. So I guess for me, I can think about that in terms of our play as, yes, it's got the fun and wackiness about it, but it also, the whole play is not like that. It does deal with relatively serious or topical issues, and so the hole in the middle of the biscuit, I think, represents the fact that it's not just a whole hour of complete craziness. Essentially, there are moments where we might get you to think a little bit, or just resonates with you or an experience you've had somehow. So yeah. So the poster for Ticket to Wonderland was based off of the court scene of the 1951 Disney version of Alice in Wonderland, a moment where Alice is in the court and she's looking quite bored because everything's so mad at that particular point in the scene. And I just thought, because it's a modern day version of Alice in Wonderland, I still wanted it to be recognisable potentially to people, even though I wouldn't be in the sort of full Alice costume. So we thought, well, what if we sort of base it kind of off that, but link to our modern day version. So actually I have a poster here. Hopefully this can be in view. So yeah, obviously I'm kind of looking bored. Is she wishing she could be somewhere else, or that things were different? What's going through her mind, kind of thing? And it's quite subtle, but the slight bags under the eyes. Obviously I'm in a cafe as well, thanks to Ash Price for helping to create this lovely poster for us. So yeah, that's my interesting fact. Well, I'm glad you asked, because you can see Ticket to Wonderland at 5:30 p.m. from the 3rd till the 9th of August at CC Bloom's, which is near the top of Leith Walk, almost right next to the Edinburgh Playhouse Theatre. And we are in the Fringe programme as well, so if you're not quite sure still how to get to the venue, look us up in the Fringe programme, and it gives you a nice sort of venue map of where CC Bloom's is and everything as well. So that's quite helpful. Thank you, Edinburgh Fringe programme. So yeah, we hope that you will come and see Ticket to Wonderland, because we really enjoyed, myself and my co-writer Oliver really enjoyed writing it, and have really enjoyed seeing it develop into what we will be showing people in the Fringe.